super happy I am working with you guys. I'm super happy I worked with you guys. And
It's awesome. Well, I'm curious if you would be willing. I know Christina mentioned this earlier, sharing specific feedback about your time working with us. We have some super easy questions, but I
yeah,
think you know the power of reviews and hearing people's stories. If you have just
sure.
a few more minutes, we'd love to get some feedback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Would you mind telling us just a little bit about your practice and what you do?
So I bought this practice 2 years ago, and it's a small animal practice, and I bought it from the previous owner that I actually worked for about 19 years ago, for about a year. And we have spent the last 2 years transitioning from her to me, and maintaining hopefully the new culture that I'm, creating here. And she has been one of my biggest cheerleaders. She's definitely manages and handles things differently than I do. But it's working, and it has worked. So yeah, and I'm here now full time. I started out here 3 days a week because I was still managing and running my previous practice that I still have equity in, but partnered with a local company here. So since school started, I had to stay home with my second graders Monday and Tuesday, to help them with school until they went back to school. And then I came here full time in February. So I'm here 5 days a week to test out a 3 doctor practice scenario where we needed to staff that. And I actually couldn't come on full time logically without staffing it. So that's where I called you guys. I needed help, and I needed to find good people and not spend my time, effort, and money rehiring people and hiring and rehiring and hiring and rehiring. And so I reached out to you guys to do that. And you guys have helped me do that. And that's kind of what we do.
And then, Erin, what was your main concern about joining Beyond Just You?
Um, I guess I was just curious. Like I said, you guys showed up on my Facebook for like what, 2 or 3 months, and I was like, I know, I never mind. I'm just gonna scroll right through, scroll. I finally just got, I guess, frustrated enough with my current situation that I was like, I wonder what they're about. So I think finding out exactly what you guys did, it was just the unknown. It wasn't really a concern. I guess it was just the unknown of what y'all did and how you worked and all of that. So, it was right place at the right time and helpful. And I'm willing to try new things. I do like change, and I do like to try new things. And so it was something that I researched and just asked out for help from you guys.
I love it. So remind me, where were you in your recruiting process when you first started working with us?
I was basically down to a skeleton crew of probably 3 techs and an assistant, and then a person that worked in my boarding facility part-time, and then 2 CSCs. One person who was trying to be my office manager but didn't want to be my office manager, especially when it came to hiring and firing. It was too overwhelming for her. And so it kind of fell to me. And so I was like, well, I'm tired of going to Craigslist and which I haven't been there in a long time actually, but Indeed and word of mouth and my local veterinary association and all that. And I felt like I needed some professional help. I mean, I'm all about looking to somebody who's already done it or is doing it the right way or doing it a different way. That why reinvent the wheel? If you're already doing it one way, why not get on board and do it? So yeah, that's kind of where I was.
Okay. And then, Erin, what did you find as a result of joining BJU?
A structure. I mean, I enjoyed the structure of the hiring process, and it wasn't listening to some of the calls that I got on the coaching calls. Some of the doctors had good questions, but I mean, just I don't know, it seemed easier to be able to utilize things that were already right in front of you, like they're already right there. So why not reach out, and use that structure that's already in place. And so that's, I mean, I enjoyed the structure of it, which is why you heard from me multiple times. I was like, I'm going to do this. So I enjoyed the structure of it and the steps to get everything put in place. I enjoyed that for sure.
So you love the structure, which is awesome. It's always good to hear that. What would you say were 2 other benefits of our BJU system that you really liked?
I mean, y'all are very supportive. I mean, you definitely, I like the fact that you don't just set it up and then leave us alone. I mean, that's good that your constant support was good to have. And feedback on how we set things up. I mean, because I could say I'm the greatest clinic on the planet, and you're like, that looks great, let's put it on there. But I mean, asking for feedback on, would you come to my clinic? Having your feedback and your support constantly, I guess, was a great benefit as well. Yeah, I mean, just the networking, and I don't think to network because I'm like, I'm just in my little practice and whatever, but networking and seeing who else is out there, that's not before you guys. And I honestly haven't gotten on there in a couple of weeks at least, but I've been kind of literally snowed under. So, but yeah, I mean, the networking and the support definitely was a big part of it as well.
And then would you recommend BJU to any other business? And if so, why?
Yeah, I actually reached out to my practice manager at Urban. I told her about you guys, but absolutely I would recommend you guys to my colleagues for sure.
That's awesome. We really appreciate hearing that you've already done that as like the little cherry on top of a sundae, right? But appreciate that you would consider recommending us. Is there anything else you would add about your time partnering with us and the success that you had with your hires?
No, I mean, I think that, it definitely was a wise investment, and it actually, opened my mind to a completely different way to hire. And, I'm going to continue with, kind of moving in that direction, not in my little box of, there we go back to Indeed, or whatever. So, as much as I can, I think it's opened my mind to a different way to hire for sure.